This is Yantai, a historic port city on the Shandong Peninsula. Forced to open after the Opium Wars, its streets are a fascinating blend of foreign influences and deep-rooted Chinese tradition. Not to mention some absolutely incredible seafood. I visited in winter, right around Christmas, hoping for a magical blanket of snow, but instead, there are freezing temps and heavy clouds. So, is Yantai worth visiting in the off-season? Let's find out. Let's kick off this little video from Yantai Station. The hotel. I picked a place not too far from the station. On the way to the hotel, I could already catch a glimpse of the seaside. There was a market area that looked like it had already closed up for the day. A shame. But of course, this is a coastal town, a city that thrives on fishing. Let's see around this little market and feel the vibe. Here's the hotel, the Li Manje Bai Na Hotel. I don't know all the details, but it seems to be affiliated with Changyu, a major Chinese winery, a famous wine brand you find on at least one bottle in the liquor section of any supermarket in China.
First floor.
Next door is what used to be the Clinton Hotel. Now it seems to be a Changyu store. The Clinton Hotel is a famous spot, originally built in 1904 as a Russian post office. It later became a hotel and is known as a place where Sun Yat-sen, Sun Zhongshan, gave a speech in 1912. Chaoyang Street. This is Chaoyang Street. It's a historic shopping street built in 1872 during the Qing dynasty, representing modern Yantai. Its history goes back to 1861, when Yantai was forced to open as a treaty port under the unequal Tianjin and Beijing conventions. This led to its rapid development as a port city. You can see Western style and eclectic architecture here, and foreign influences like wine culture entered through this area. The street is beautiful and perfect for a stroll. Let's wander a bit more. This is a back alley. Historical buildings remain even here. It's like a Chinese futon. But with a Western influence here and there. This area is under construction. I wonder what it will look like in a few years. Following this theme, let's explore more of Yantai's old town. About 1 to 2 kilometers from Chaoyang Street is a place called Sochongli. Its history dates back to 1398 in the Ming Dynasty, and you could say the city of Yantai originated here. So what remains today seems to be mostly architecture from the Republican and Qing eras. It's been turned into a tourist area now, with lots of signboards. The townscape had that classic old Chinese town feel, and the base buildings give it a unique local character. It was completely empty, probably due to the season, and here too, there are spots under construction. I wonder what will become of these ruins in a few years. I thought maybe it was quiet because it was morning, and since it was close to my hotel, I came back for a quick look at night. As expected, it was deserted and quite dark, so I did spot a few tourists. It must be completely different during holiday like May Day. Apples. While wandering here, I found this shop. Yantai is one of China's top apple producing regions. I tried some apple juice. I went to a shop from the same chain on Chaoyang Street the previous day. Inside this impressive building, it's apples, apples, apples. I tried their ice cream. They have all sorts of cute apple-themed goods. And of course, they sell apples too. It's Christmas time now, and in China, an apple like this serves as a Christmas gift. Yantai Hill. The northern end of Chaoyang Street leads to this small hill called Yantai Hill. Oh look, 3 adorable little kittens right here. I saw cats everywhere in Yantai. Let's call it the Istanbul of China, perhaps. Indulge me. Here's some more cat footage. There are historic buildings here, like the old American consulate, which now houses exhibits on Yantai's history as a treaty port. At the top of the hill is a lighthouse. For 10 RMB, you can go up. There's only one small lift. It was crowded, so I took the stairs. I didn't count the floors, but it was quite a climb. The view from the top made it worth it, though. 360-degree panorama of Yantai city from the seaside. I timed it for sunset and caught beautiful seaside dusk. I highly recommend coming for sunset. But it's narrow. It must be packed in peak season. The sun has set. Let's walk down and gaze at the sea. I wanted to go all the way down there, but a staff member said it was just closing time. After dark, let's enjoy the night view.
ここ何みんな写真撮ってるのかと思ったら、あの木ですね。すごい形。
Oh look, the three kittens are still in the same spot. Dumplings. For dinner on the first night, I went to a dumpling restaurant.
这个瓶子里是醋，
这个是醋吗？
对，
啊，
醋，
那边都是
那是白酒。
白酒，这是白酒。啊，
那个你们那里吃不吃醋啊？
我吃醋啊，
也
对对
吃醋啊
也吃，对，一样。也是
冬至
一样
的时候吃不吃饺子？
是，这看情况啊，不一定。
不一定。
在这边的那个饺子是比较那个像，啊，我忘了，那个锅贴，像锅贴。
煎的是吧？
对对对对。
因为以前我干过日本料理，你们那东西我都懂啊。
啊，是吗？啊，啊，在这边呢。
在那个海边那个5星级酒店，
哦
就金海湾酒店嘛。
哦。
在那里边干那个也是干厨师啊。
啊，好厉害。
你这块网挺好的。
日本人叫饺子叫饺子。
对对对对。餃子，对，你知道啊？你都懂。
The lady running it was very friendly and told me she used to make Japanese cuisine at a seaside hotel. The dumplings I ordered were these colorful ones. They're seafood dumplings. Night. After dinner, let's take a stroll through the night streets to walk off the meal. Look, another cat came by, circling around my feet. Chickens. I planned to enjoy a leisurely walk, but it was just too cold.
这个多少钱？
这个9块一斤。
啊
？9块一斤。
9块。
嗯。
好，来一个吧。
来一个。
I found a vendor selling roasted sweet potatoes and bought one for 9 RB. I saw this during the day. A building covered in pandas. Seemed to be a hotel. The sweet potato was moist and very sweet. Let's step away from the tourist spot for a moment and see the ordinary streets. Every day, humble scenes. Restaurant staff are standing on the street despite cold weather, trying to attract customers. The market. When I visit a new city, I try to go to a local market. This one, the Culture Road Farmers Market, was a few kilometers from my downtown hotel. Since Yantai is a coastal city, it mainly sells seafood, but of course there are vegetables and fruits too, even oddly shaped persimmons and mandarin oranges labeled Ehime from Japan. There's a cat here too, napping on a scooter. Isn't it cold? The market doesn't end here. The main part is a huge indoor market. Walking past sections selling all kinds of prepared foods, you descend into a massive seafood market. They sell not just seafood, but everything imaginable. It's a large-scale, fascinating place. Oh, and there are chickens here. Heading back up, I saw these sausages. Sausages seem to be a local specialty too. Wandering around, you can go down another way. Do you know what these are? Sikwan pupae. Dried fish here. What kind of fish are they? It's lunchtime.
这是什么东西啊？这个梁树的树。哦，好。
Jifu Island. Looking at the map of Yantai, you notice a peninsula. This is Jifu Island. I heard the cliffs here offered a hidden spot with great sea views, so I went to check it out. When I arrived, there were just a few fishing boats in sight. Turns out I was at Shiko, Westport. I need to go to Dongko, Eastport. Buses were frequent, so after a 10-minute ride, I arrived at Eastport. A much larger fishing port. You can hear the cries of seagulls. There's market at the port where fishermen sell fish, shrimp, shellfish, etc. What is this chubby fish? Is this someone salting shrimp? Can you eat starfish? Red flags flutter in the wind. They must have just had a catch. By the way, I came for the cliffside views, but the hill was closed for fire prevention. Haichan Lao Fan, sea rum with rice. For dinner on the second night, I went to this slightly upscale restaurant prominently advertised as having been featured on TV. Inside, on the first floor, you order by looking at the live fish and shellfish in tanks. I was seated upstairs. You start by opening this set of tableware. Many Chinese restaurants outsource dish sanitization, hence this practice. Let's leisurely pour some black tea, which was free.
はい、チャンダオファン来ました。いただきます。前にこれね、チンタオで食べたことがあって、それから大連でも食べたことがあるんですけど、ハカイちゃんっていうちょっと面白い可愛らしい見た目の生き物、昼間海鮮市場でね見たんですけど、少しそういうね、なんかまあソーセージみたいなね、海のソーセージみたいな形の面白い生き物のラーファンというお米にかけたね、そういうものです。
浇面，那后面的是糯米纸啊，糯米做的这个纸，
好的
可以食用它。
好，谢谢。
送给你尝一尝。
这可以吃的。
下面啊，可以是糯米纸，
糯米纸
做的。
好的，我
们都有3
好，谢谢。これそのダーチョンディエンピンっていうそういうアプリでダーカって言って、そういうお店をなんかダーカっていうことをすると、ダーカってなんて言ったらいいんでしょうね。まあなんかスタンプ押すみたいな、そんな感じですね。それをするともらえたなんかそういうデザートみたいなやつ、上のやつがね食べれるんだ。もうドロドロになっちゃったけど、糯米汁お米のね、もち米のそういう紙なんだって。これ自体はすごい面白い。まあ、おかゆみたいなおかゆじゃないんだけど、すごい優しいそういう味ですね。なんかよくわからないけど、カキが来ました。少し辛く味付けしてあって、それでこの春雨がついてるんですね。でこのソースにかけていただきますと、でこのソースはお酢ですね。黒酢ですね。ウニが来ました。いただきましょう。ウニ、そうですね。茶碗蒸しですね。ウニ茶碗蒸しですね。美味しいけど、やっぱり生でウニ丼の方がやっぱ美味しいよね。
Yangma Island. Today, I'm venturing a bit farther out.
什么？啊？
进岛吗？
对。
5块钱都充车。
5块钱
啊？
好的。タクシーの人が拾ってくれた。好。
我心一直走就行了哈。
行，好
嘞。帅哥，你玩完了是不是？刚才包我车挺好的哈，100块钱吗？
什么？
你刚才是不是包了个车？
什么？
刚才是不是包个车？我朋友拉着你是吧？
包了是。
100块钱是不是挺好的？
还可以。
我跟你讲一下，帅哥哈。咱现在这儿，来，我大媳妇过来瞧。真的。到天马广场，整个转一圈，咱5块钱直到岛，你明白了？整个转一圈25公里，明白了？有4大景点：第一，张岛群峰崖、莲花溪绕、天马广场，啊，可以骑个3轮车，2轮车冻死人哈。好。3轮车有的100，有的120，还有的80。但是骑3轮车骑在路上的1个多小时，完了以后还不安全。刚才那小伙你看他包车是100块钱，我不会骗你帅哥，我们是什么哈？他刚才是自己驾的，明白了？他开的车他也得包我车，后边是个单行线，一个逆向是200元，每个景点有摄像头，你如果完了以后，他为什么你进来以后他也找不到景点，他也是个懵的，而我呢给你送到景区，你就这玩，我在旁边等着你，我都知道哪了没有摄像头，我天天拉老弟，这个玩完了1个小时40分钟，是不是我不玩了？留电话打上个景点，你可以付一半，你也可以付一半，回来以后我再给你拉出来，全程安全，你就随便问老弟，我们就包车环岛。
好的，
留个电话来。
好了，
是黑车的呀。
哦，黑车的啊。
黑车。
冬天没什么人吗？
没有人。
没有人啊。夏天呢？夏天人很多。
一天10万、5、6万。
5、6万。好。
我们包车环岛300帅哥。
哦。
你像小红书查一下包车环岛，最低150。现在人少了，我操，现在热闹。
好的。
前面有个咖啡，它便宜啊，不到25块钱一杯，它是奶泡的，现磨的咖啡豆。
现磨的咖啡豆。好的。好嘞。
好嘞，你拍拍我车本证，帅哥。
好。もう流れるようにタクシーに引き込まれて連れてこられたんだけど、おお、なんかすごい巨大な、そこにねあれがありますね。あれっていうか亀なのか。お、これで映ってる。あめっちゃこれ、おい、いい感じですわ。水すごい透き通ってるよこれ。あ、綺麗。ここすごい、これすごい綺麗。岩の色とかがね、すごい素晴らしいですね。
Unfortunately, it's cloudy, but let's enjoy the coastal scenery. In season, this would probably be a popular photo spot with lines of people. In the off-season, it has a uniquely desolate, abandoned atmosphere.
Flushing will be automatically performed by stroll.
I was startled when a bilingual voice played in the public restroom. More cats here. They look well fed. There are dogs too. You can also tour the island in these small covered carts. Just as the taxi driver said, there's freshly ground coffee being advertised from a speaker. But I didn't buy any. Next spot. Seriously, it's nothing but cats. Why that? Even though they're called tourist spots, it's basically just a sea. Other than the pretty views, there's nothing particularly special. Whether you can enjoy it on a cloudy winter day is debatable. It was utterly freezing. Temperatures were just above freezing during the day after sub-zero nights. There's supposedly a sunset viewing spot, but as you can see, you cannot expect to see the sunset in this weather, so I decided to head back quickly.
全部是人，我们就在头等着就行了。我们车过不来，能过来，但是过来也得半个小时。全部是外边是车。我曾经有一次，去年五一时候，华晨宇演唱会，我从刚才那个。
According to the taxi driver, during peak season like May Day, the bridge gets completely jammed with cars. The taxi fare was 100 RMB. He kindly dropped me off at a bus stop a bit farther away with more frequent buses, with no extra charge. Gura Tam, dough drop soup. Let's end the last night with this local dish. Just like yesterday, you order by looking at the real dishes at the entrance.
いただきます。いただきます。素晴らしい、たくさん来てる。何からいただこうかなって感じですけど、これからスープからいただくか。このグラタンってやつですね。海鮮グラタン、もうすごい。中はですね、グラってそういうなんか小麦粉のなんかそういうものかな、この独特なものがねあって、スープで、まあエビとか海鮮が入ってるんですね。おお、こんなエビとかが入ってますね。素晴らしい、優しい味、スープのマカロニスープみたいな感じ。クヌーレってありましたっけ、そういうもので、この貝ですね、貝をちょっといただいて、これにつけていいのかなってよくわかんないんですけど、これにつけるのかな。何これ、すごい美味しい。この貝は素晴らしいわ。それからこのウニの餃子、ウニ餃子ですね。素晴らしい。海鮮、横の店ね、素晴らしい人気店だけある。これだけあって、そんな高くなかった、確かね。後で値段は書いときますけど、120とかそんぐらいだったと思うんですよ。で、タコのこういう炒め物ですね。まあ野菜たっぷりで、タコもプリプリ、すごい。このタコはすごい美味しい。素晴らしいですね、これは。
Morning. This is the old post office right in front of my hotel. On the final day, the sky cleared. The ubiquitous Starbucks and McDonald's of Chinese tourist spots. Time to say goodbye to Chaoyang Street. I headed to the seaside one last time. I wanted to see the morning light on a clear day. The waves were crashing fiercely, sending up spray. Countless seagulls are flying around. They sell seagull feed, and thanks to someone scattering some, I managed to film a large flock of seagulls. Fujian Gate Hall, Fujian Huiguan. Finally, a place that caught my eye on the map, the Fujian Gate Hall. I believe it was an old chamber of commerce for merchants from Fujian. Now it's been beautifully restored and is open to the public, for free. It's an easily overlooked place in Yantai, but it's conveniently located near Chaoyang Street and Sochongli, so I highly recommend it. So, how was this trip to Yantai? See you next time.